Your morning routine is ruining your health. Here's how to fix it. Literally super simple 3 things that you gotta do to fix your morning and become more focused throughout the day, improve your health, all that stuff. Super simple. First thing that you gotta do is stop using your phone right after waking up. We all do this. I used to go crazy with this. Literally the first thing I would do after waking up, grab my phone, start scrolling TikTok for literally half an hour, something like that, before I would even get out of bed. I would miss school because I was just laying there scrolling TikTok, couldn't really get myself out of bed. The reason that this is just such a problem is just you give yourself a massive dopamine spike after you've essentially had this 8-hour detox while you've been sleeping. So all this dopamine just is super unnatural to get this much dopamine in the morning. It activates your fight or flight nervous system because all these social media apps, news outlet, they're trying to get you into some emotional state, get you to feel something. So you're on the app commenting, you're getting angry, whatever. So you spend more time on the app, so they make more money through ads and whatever. So all this scrolling that you're doing, like tons of dopamine, like watching the news, tons of dopamine, checking if your latest Instagram post got any likes, it's all giving you tons of dopamine, and it basically just sets your dopamine baseline higher throughout the day. So it actually makes it harder to do what you might refer to as low dopamine stuff, like working, reading, going to the gym, meditating, whatever. All these things that are actually good for you, that are gonna be productive and actually get you to where you want to go in life. So you're basically just setting your day up for failure by getting all this dopamine in the morning, because it's just gonna make it so much harder to actually get the shit done that you need to do. So pretty easy action step, literally sleep with your phone in another room and don't pick it up for the first 1 to 2 hours of the day. Then you will actually have time to do what you need to actually do, instead of just waking up and scrolling TikTok for 60 minutes and not getting anything productive done in the day. Second thing that you gotta do, where the fuck am I, is get morning sunlight. People just spend so much time inside, they're not getting morning sunlight, and this is ruining their circadian rhythm, which is ruining their sleep, their hormone levels, their stress, their mood, their focus, all that stuff. So this is just, like I said, super important for sleep, mood, focus, alertness, all kinds of healthy things. So this is just super important. As soon as possible after you wake up, go outside, get some morning sunlight. And this is obviously hard if you lay there doom scrolling, which is another reason why you shouldn't be using your phone right after you're waking up, because you actually gotta go out and get some morning sunlight. The reason why this actually works, or one of the reasons, is that morning sunlight helps you get that nice natural morning cortisol elevated, which kind of wakes you up, makes you feel alert and focused, and it helps decrease melatonin, the sleep hormone. So this is also one of the reasons why people feel so tired, feel like a zombie throughout the morning and into the middle of the day, is because they still have melatonin in their system, because they haven't really signaled to their brain that it's daytime, it's time to be alert, it's time to do all these things that you're supposed to do when it's daytime. So action step, get 15, 20, 30 minutes of morning sunlight every single day. Even when it's overcast, it's still gonna be much brighter than it is inside, and actually help you set your circadian rhythm, so you actually get these benefits. If it's sunny outside, even 5 to 10 minutes might be enough. If it's cloudy, 20 minutes. If really heavy overcast, upwards of 30 minutes is gonna be great. And the last thing is gonna be slamming caffeine right after waking up. Don't do this. Most people say they need coffee or tea, whatever, to just kind of wake up because they're so tired in the morning. But this is really just masking the actual problem, which is that they're laying in bed scrolling their phone, not getting morning sunlight. And the reason why it's just a mask of the problem is because caffeine actually acts on the adenosine system, which isn't active in the morning. So adenosine is this kind of hormone thing in the brain, which builds up throughout the day and creates this kind of sleep pressure. So the more adenosine you have in your body, the more tired you're gonna be. So the longer you wake, the more adenosine you build up, and the more sleep pressure you get, which is obviously great, because then you actually go to bed when you're tired. So this adenosine then gets broken down when you sleep, and so you basically have no adenosine left in your brain in the morning time. So when caffeine comes in and blocks these adenosine receptors, it's just doing a whole lot of nothing. So basically coffee and all these other caffeine products just don't really work in the morning, and they're actually counterproductive, because they actually give you this afternoon crash. Because when the caffeine actually wears off and the adenosine actually comes in, it's gonna hit much harder, because it all just comes in at once when the caffeine kind of wears off. compared to when it just naturally rises throughout the day, which is why people get that afternoon crash that so many people talk about. So like pretty simple, like delay your caffeine consumption 60 to 90 minutes and then actually fix the root cause of why you feel so tired in the morning, which is because you're laying in bed scrolling your phone, not getting morning sunlight, not going out and actually signaling to your brain that it's daytime. You know, like I said, get morning sunlight, because this is actually gonna improve your morning cortisol, which is actually the hormone that you wanna like get high in the morning to actually feel awake. So pretty simple, get morning sunlight, get in some light movement, just hydrate with some water, fruit juice, whatever, something like that is gonna be so much better than just slamming coffee and whatever like most people do. So yeah, fix these 3 things and like I promise you it's literally gonna improve your day like crazy.